So you weren't necessarily in the actual.
No,
band.
I was
You
not
were
assigned. I was not
Okay.
assigned partner. I was not a signed member.
But I mean, so that's a different kind of a thing for you, be acting as a sideman, but you were still in the Brotherhood. Was that a positive move for you, do you think? Do you
Well, at first, I got really bugged about it.
Okay.
And I actually went through some depression about it,
No
especially
kidding.
on the road, they'd go out and do signings, and I'd be in the hotel by myself,
Got
whatever, and they'd get taken to dinners by the record company, and I wouldn't be invited, and other things like that. So it kind of took a little bit of toll on me mentally. But then one day after I came back from a Stevie Wonder tour, I went to Jeff's house and I was like raving. I said, "Man, I was out Stevie, man. I played all my favorite songs."
Yeah.
And Jeff just looked at me and said, "Yeah, who cares?"
And why is that?
Well, he looked at me and he says, "You know what? I can't do what you do. I'm chained down to record companies and managers. I can't fly around and do shit freely like you do."
So you had the freedom to do that. No, for those people who aren't in the music business,
Right.
who are listening, when you get signed to a record deal, you have to get permission to do all these other.
Well, there's a whole chain of command that you have to go through. Can I do? You have the record companies, managers. I mean, whoever else is involved.
Yeah, I mean, you literally and lawyers, and the whole bit.
Not to mention, yeah.
So, but you had the freedom, and at that point, did you start to change your mind about it?
Then I started realizing, you know what? Jeff's trying to tell me that I'm in a good place.
Yeah, because
I didn't. Anything that happened to the band, either bad or good, would happen to me too.
Well, exactly. I mean, there was.
So I was kind of exempt from that, since I wasn't a member.
Isn't that interesting how things work out?
And I went out with a lot of. When they weren't working, I was gone.
Like, who'd you get to play with? Tell us a few names, because you've played with everybody. You got to give us some idea here. Okay, let me give you an idea.
So,
how about Fleetwood Mac? How was that?
Yeah, that was great. That was fun. I did the dance tour with them, which turned into a DVD, which was really nice. Mick Fleetwood is a special kind of guy, let me tell you.
He's large.
He's so funny, man.
He is funny.
I used to have to. It was basically babysitting him on stage. He'd forget his own beat.
Yeah.
And then I'd be on the congas and he'd be looking at me, deer in the headlights. And then I'd go pogo pogo to go brat, and then he'd go, "Thank you." I mean, I love Mick, but he's not one of, he's not a Dave Weckl. He's not one of those, extremely well-educated drummer type guys, but he's a natural guy. He's a guy that just has a natural groove that he does, and that's what he does.
You want to know what's really funny about that is that I have my own band called St. Paul and the Minneapolis Funk All-Stars, and we were coming back from a tour in Australia, and we stopped in Maui, and we played Mick's club.
Did you play his club?
We played his club, but we had two drummers, Mick and my buddy Joey Finger.
Oh, Joey, yeah.
And Joey,
Joey.
it was fan-friggin-tastic.
Hi, Joey Fingers.
Yeah, Joey, you missed him. He was here two days ago at them. But it was fantastic because Mick was doing Mick. Yeah. And Joey was doing Joey, and it was funky, man. So it was really fun. Ricky was on that gig as well. Yeah. Just because of time constraints.